Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. It's roughly 9 a.m. in UK time. I'm enjoying my cup of coffee, looking at the charts, and I'm noticing that our forecast from yesterday at 6 p.m. has been fulfilled. We finally broke down from this ascending wedge, and in this video we're gonna look at potential targets. I'm gonna make sure that you are fully informed, that you know all the levels that are currently attracting the price on this way down, what levels I'm expecting to be the most likely support levels. And if we were to fake out in here, if we were to put now a high, how high that could go. If you are in a short and you could get squeezed out from your stop loss, it's very important that we talk about that in today's video. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I put out one of these videos. In yesterday's video, even though we had this call right once again, we only got 126 likes. Make sure that you hit the like as soon as you start watching the video. If you are enjoying this content, that tells me that this is the content that you want to watch. Hopefully we can make it to 300 likes. That is the goal that we have been missing pretty much in the past 2 weeks. I don't know why you guys get so focused on the content that you forget to hit the like. Do it right now. Thanks so much for that. Let's go into the charts, and in here you can see that we have broken down. That happened at 2 a.m. I gave you a call at 6 p.m. that this was a very high likely outcome for the price, and even at 10 p.m. before going to sleep I gave you a last call of the moment of truth. Make sure that you're following me on Telegram, Twitter, and Instagram. This is where I give all the time sensitive calls. This one was seen only by 150 people, which is a crime not to be aware of these calls, especially if you are doing all coins high leverage or if you are doing swing trading. Of course, if you are just holding, this doesn't matter to you, but for those that are more into the risk, knowing that we are about to break down and doing the call before it happens is a life changer. If you want to learn a little bit more how I do these calls with RSI, now I have a playlist in my channel. If you go to my channel, click playlist, go down below in here, you're gonna find the first playlist called Trading Tutorials. At the moment it's got 6 tutorials that I have crafted with all my love to you guys, and start watching the series of 3 episodes of RSI. The episode 1 is out, then head down and watch as well the CPR one. I have one for servers, for the Hive with bearish divergences. All of them are going to definitely help you with your daily trading. You can also use them for automation if you want, but a must watch for anyone that is in the crypto market. You can see that we were forecasting that we were going to break from this ascending wedge. This is a bearish channel to the upside, and it typically breaks down. We say that it can break out to the upside, that it can fake out. Sure, that is still a possibility, and I'm going to explain to you, if you have a stop loss at the moment and you are short, how they can shake you off. Most likely we're gonna see a bounce either in here as a second retest of this area of 65, which is represented by that line at 67.1. There is also a chance that we do a retest of the breakdown at an RSI between 77 and 78. In the price, that is going to be roughly above the CPR level. Between 69 and 69.1 is how high this could fake up and still hit the stop losses of people that just enter the short. And sometimes that happens in the 4 hour. I will say you have a 30% chance that the RSI comes back to the scene of the crime on the 4 hour, punishes those early shorts, and only lets the new shorts take advantage of the collapse down. Sometimes that happens. Be prepared for that if you have a stop loss. Sometimes I let my stop loss that is very tight get hit and I re-enter my short from 77. Sometimes I do something like that and I still manage to outperform the initial loss. We have support at 65, but if we pull this line just towards here and we ignore these 2 drawings, you're gonna see that the RSI has broken down there and it should continue a little bit lower because we have built built all this channel impulsive all the way from 58.9 to a high of 68. So you got 10k move up. So it will be, at the very least, you should expect, if you are in a long and in high leverage, that there is a chance that we go to the 50%. There is a chance that we go for this fair value gaps in here. Any of them could be the winner in terms of becoming the low that we are looking for. Now, the price has been quite bullish so far, and there's still a lot of attractive levels in liquidity pools above the price. We're going to look into those in just a second. So also be prepared for this low to be quite bullish. We could produce in here a bull flag. And for that, I'm going to go into the daily chart to explain that a little bit better. I have this hypothesis that the RSI daily could make the journey full into 72, just because we did it in here, and we could do it a third time. There is a chance for that. I will say it's not more than a 60% chances, but it's still there. Getting to that 72 will fulfill this full channel in here, and it will allow at the same time the price to do the final breakout from the top of the megaphone pattern. If we get to 72 as well, we are hitting the top of the range of the volume profile of the past 6 months in here, represented by this blue line, and at the same time we hit that yellow line that represents the 72 level of the RSI daily. I think there is a chance that we do it very soon. There is a chance that we do it slightly later, and that's why I have this bubble in here. This bubble in here represents that the bulls are in control. Okay, I have the expectation that if the bulls can keep the price in here forming some sort of bull flag, holding this level right above the previous high from the daily, then we can still say bulls are in control. And why? Because there's a heck of a lot of shorts that get liquidated all the way from here into 77k. And what are these shorts thinking today? They are thinking, no, it's going to potentially see another rejection like this, and we're gonna get away with going back into profits. Hopefully we can take profits at 40k. Some of them, believe it or not, are thinking that right now. At the moment they're underwater. Some of them are break even, and they're starting to consider whether to close or not. Take the loss, get off. Maybe this is the wrong time. Maybe seasonality of Bitcoin, October, second half of October, election year, liquidity potentially starting to pick up more steam. All of that could be what is preventing them from falling asleep. If the price exits this area of bullishness, what we can call still a bull flag in here, and it starts getting below that 65k, they're gonna go back to getting very cocky, thinking that this is just an ugly rejection, that they're gonna be back into big profits in no long time. But here's the thing, the longest we stay in this bull flag at the highs right before resistance, the more they're gonna freak out, and the more they are gonna start closing their positions, taking the loss, giving up. If they do that, that is what we need to start to continue building this bull flag, and hopefully the bull flag can start pointing a little bit down like a descending wedge. That confirms even further the fact that they are in pain, they are being shaken out of their positions, and every time they close a position, they turn that into a market buy order. That market buy order generates further buying pressure that we can see what has been the past 4 days on ETFs: 253, 555, 371, 458. 4 days, pretty much the biggest 4 days on ETFs are creating a massive high in this chart. It's actually a higher high, and is definitely making all those shorts to be in big pain, starting to shake off their positions. The open interest though is giving me a little bit of concern in here, because we are seeing a rejection from the 21 billion. That is precisely what happens on each of these stops. But let's not count victory for the shorts yet, because we could for the first time do more than just 3 attempts. In here we have 3 attempts. That was in August. In in here we have 3 attempts, and in here we have 3, in here there is 2, and in here we didn't even make it there. So can this be a continuation later on and we come back and we hit that 21 billion for the final time after all these moves, higher highs and higher lows of the open interest? If we do that bull flag in here with the open interest as well, we still have chances. If we come back to the second, third, and we get too many longs liquidated, that is the recipe as well to get those shorts to become cocky. So far, no distribution from big whales. That is good news from the big whale explorer. I still see the long-term holders being in a very, very, very small attitude of selling in here, which is something that got me scratching my head at the moment. And there was a comment from someone in yesterday's video saying that maybe those long-term holders, including himself, is just flipping at this point from Bitcoin into altcoins. Maybe this is the time to early enter altcoins. If you can see here, we are right now at the highest Bitcoin dominance in the whole chart here since pretty much the bear market. We are at 58.8, breaking this level of support. We are sticking our heads above the resistance and above the ascending wedge, which is a bearish pattern. Doing this means that Bitcoin is having a huge strength. To break above an ascending wedge is just going against the whole force. And we could make it, I'm gonna quote here Benjamin Cohen, we could make it to 60%. He's heavy on Bitcoin at the moment, and he's been talking about flipping into altcoins only once we top on Bitcoin dominance. And why? Because once we find that top in here and we come back inside the ascending wedge and finally we break that support and we turn it into resistance, then that is the recipe to go into the most fruitful altcoin season ever. That's the one that looks pretty much like this fall in here. Here we have highlighted all the altcoin seasons. Whenever we break down, then we get those altcoin seasons. I took this from the chart of the altcoin season, pretty much showing every time that the alts were outperforming Bitcoin. And this, I have to say, it's been one of the longest periods of dominance increasing in Bitcoin history. You can see that every time we go up, it doesn't last for so long. So I can tell that the energy that is currently accumulated in this pattern to go back into altcoins is probably one of the biggest ever that I've seen. And if you look at the pattern of total free, that is confirming what I'm saying. We have a triple bottom at the bottom of this trend line that is holding the weekly time frame for all the altcoins since July 2022 up until now, with a breakout after a triple bottom. Is just crazy. All we need now is to put a higher high, but we already have a confirmed signal in here. We are above the 21 weekly. We bounce off the golden pocket on the price action. So for all coins is looking good, and I'm just hoping to see in the upcoming days not just the Ethereum breakout, which is also beautiful in here, but also that the global liquidity starts picking up. At the moment it's pointing down, and the Fed with their quantitative tightening is still there. Let's see how next week, once we get a new candle, this updates very slowly, unfortunately. But if we focus on the dollar and on the gold, hopefully next week we start seeing some good news. At the moment I don't have anything new from that. We just have this hive on the 4 hour saying that Bitcoin also had to do that breakdown. That was also helping me to make that call yesterday. Let's look at the order book before I let you go. You can see that we have decreased slightly the liquidity of ask here at the top. We have 79 million yesterday. If I remember right, we were at 86 million at the 70k mark. Going down, we have 49 million as a resistance at 68k. And you can see that the top largest whales in here have taken a dip slightly. They are not retracing back all they have bought on this rally, but just a tiny bit of a pullback. They probably time it well as we did yesterday at 6 p.m. Those are the top two largest whales at the moment, selling a little bit. If we look at the order book in here, you can tell that that entry at 68 got lucky. They have some other orders there that didn't succeed. 66.6, we have some 600 in buying, and 66 as well. Below, there's nothing yet evident. And when we look at the liquidity, I'm gonna tell you the same story on the swing chart. There is the full path going up. If you follow my mouse in here and you focus on the total number at the top end, we can see that right above the price at 68.7, we start with 40k. And if I start going up, we go to 46, 44, 62, and it starts increasing to 56, 49, 51, 59, 73. Eventually we get to 96. That is a 72k, and as we continue going higher, we get over the 100k every single time we got up, and pretty much we top at 100k at 75k, starts coming back down to 87k in liquidity at the 77k mark. So if price builds up the bull flag that we are talking about in here above this support, and we get all those shorts in big pain to not sleep for a few days in here, confirmed by this bull flag, we could do that last push up that starts the last battle of this war against the heavy resistance of the megaphone pattern, guys. My new partner is Bluffing, guys. Open an account using the link down below. I have negotiated with them a juicy bonus of $10,000 depending on the volume that you trade. This is the easiest by far exchange to open an account anywhere you live in the world. No KYC, 5 minutes to fund it, and to get access to leverage trading and all the altcoins that you can imagine. If you open an account on this, you are definitely supporting our channel to continue doing these videos twice a day. Now I'm starting to put out some tutorials as well. Go to my account on YouTube, click the playlist tab in here, open the trading tutorials. You have 6 tutorials so far, and do not miss the RSI. Whatever you do, watch the RSI one. I'm putting all my love and all my knowledge on those tutorials to make sure that everybody has access to whatever I have learned in the past years from these indicators. If you already have an exchange on Bluffing, make sure that you have a look at the description at all these products. Whichever that you pick, you have guaranteed that I love that product. I use that product. I have used it in the past, or I'm currently heavily using it. You have crypto wallets, on-chain data, the best exchanges in the crypto industry, indicators from Lux Algo, high block capital, material indicators, trading view is a must. Any of them is gonna give you a bonus, a discount, and you cannot go wrong with any of them. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video in the evening. Bye bye.